Okay, anything new on the ship's log? Oh wait, it would be here, wouldn't it? No. I guess all I had left was to read that one last bit about the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. You know, that guy was right all that time ago. They do need work. He does need to work on the. No, they do need to work on the object interceptor thing. Oops, I should be going. Way. The gravity cannon, I didn't mean to go there. But at the same time, I don't really need the ship to actually tell me where the tower is. I'll just mark it. Did it land on the other side of the planet from it? And I made it. Not sure how. So... seems to me that the longer I... hold on a second. As you may or may not have guessed, this takes a lot of concentration. Right now I am parkouring. I am not good at this. I can only speak to you when I have landed somewhere. The rest of that time, I need to concentrate. Find out which one of these islands to island hop to. Trying to determine my direction based on my location in the map. As you may or may not have guessed, I am edging ever closer to the South Pole. In fact, that's it over here. The reason it took me so long to make that last leap was because I was afraid I'd slip on the ice. And now... oh sure, that's all I need. Alright. Check the ghost matter. I will launch my scout at where I suspect it is. It is not there. But it is nearby. Wait a second. Oh, I don't call that fair. I'm gonna have to jump over it somehow? Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now that's a much better solution. And you can just about glimpse an elevator. Let us all cross our fingers. Yes. Okay. Well, that was a very, very, very tricky set of maneuvers there. But this may or may not be the last. Alright. This the way in? Are we there yet? Well, I'm certainly somewhere. I'll give myself that. And moreover, it's hello. Let's just aim for that elevator there. Oh my goodness. Well, at least I landed someplace. Might have set me back a bit, but I did land someplace. Okay. I'm considering that I cannot afford to miss the elevator. I will land on it, even if I hit the ceiling having to do so. Oh, glory, hallelujah. I finally made it. I finally made it. And that's the way out. But this is the Southern Observatory. I knew I couldn't get in here conventionally. So this is a giant steep projection stone. What's it say? Conway, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Come on. Cassava convinced me not to try and recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here at Brittle Hollow Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Conway, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. And over here we have... Conway, you should have seen it. You thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Okay, so exactly what were we talking about with regards to the projection? Don't do this. Please, I am making you not do this. Okay, well... I'm in some kind of cave. Looks like I get there by scuba diving? I have no idea how I'd get there. Okay, so this... Ooh, those are some nasty twisters. I think I saw a couple of those on Giant's Deep where the handful of times I visited there. Cassava's construction yard has been using the cyclones in Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. An update is now clear there are two different types of cyclone. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Cassava typically uses to send components into orbit. There also exists a rare type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire. Conway is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model. Yeah, I understand. So, yeah, it does look as though these cyclones are going in opposite directions. The clockwise ones push things up. The counterclockwise ones push things down. So I would somehow have to... Oh dear. I don't exactly relish the thought of deliberately flying myself into a cyclone. But I suppose it has to be done. Soonish. Wait a second, what's this here? Hello? Well, this is fascinating. It looks to me as though this observatory is a sort of a model of the solar system as well. You can observe the planets. Yeah, you recognize all these, right? I've touched on them at least once. Oh, come on. I didn't mean to do that. But this last one's the eye of the universe. Supposedly you can't pick it up anywhere. Wait a second. I think I'm beginning to understand. Error, unable to determine orbit, no signal detected matching any known criteria for the eye of the universe. On second thought, forget it. Okay, fine. I thought I did. I thought it was somewhere like way, way, way outside the system. But it isn't. I mean, according to the model, it was. That's what it looked like. How should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? We know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon, so... Really? So what if we try to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. We'd need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for the launch, and it's moonless except when the quantum moon is visiting. Yeah, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep. Hold on a second, there's more. Yes, we couldn't find the eye signal using two different devices built for this exact purpose. We should discontinue this search method. Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I suppose it would be non-zero. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Remy and Pi about the technology they're developing? Okay, so I suppose the next phase of all this lies on Giant's Deep somewhere. But that prompts a rather knotty problem of... Hold on a second, I missed this one. How to get to Giant's Deep. Now this, what's this? What have we learned thus in our search for the eye of the universe? Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe this eye is in orbit around this star system's sun. Really? This would mean the eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Hence it's part in the model. It couldn't determine what that range was, but it does exist. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the eye's signal to this star system, but were unable to warp to the eye itself. The locator we built on the Addle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the eye's signal. Hypothesis: the eye stopped emitting its signal. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Cassava, how can you suggest that? The eye's signal called us to summon us to the star system. I'm aware, I grew up hearing the eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. And that looks like everything. So the eye is a physical object. It is in this system. The next step to locating it is on Giant's Deep. If I had to guess, it figures though. Giant's Deep is the one place where I really haven't been, except by accident. Hold on a second. And whose is this? I'm here, I did it. I put the ship down safely. In that the ship went down and I didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs, and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts. Feldspar would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news is I haven't found a way inside the structure yet. The door is broken, and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know that there are paths below the surface. I'm going to head north to the ruins on the equator to try and find a way down. So yeah, I already knew that because I'd stumbled on the idea that... Hold on a second. Yeah, there's somebody else's ship here. Can't go in it, but... Oh, and the Tower of Quantum Knowledge has already fallen into... into the black hole. We are nearing the final countdown here. Well, my ship is still here-ish. Yeah, it's still on the surface of the planet. And it hasn't been hit by a meteorite and been destroyed. But I suppose there is barely anything left of this place. I think the one place I haven't visited yet is Hollow's Lantern. Oh, brother. Hang on a second. Okay, that worked somehow. I don't know how. If I get to the gravity cannon, I think I can launch myself. And in doing so, I think that's the... I got to Hollow's Lantern once. It was by accident. But it still counts. Of course, that assumes I have the time to do it, which I'm not 100% sure of. But as long as I got something... No, I'm wondering if the Eye of the Universe's signal was actually a cry for help somehow. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The Eye of the Universe being this super duper powerful, intelligent, whatever it is. Why would it need mere people to help it? Even if there are nomai. Okay, that's the... That's the launch mechanism. So, I'm going to try and get to the Hollow's Lantern. I know some of it, I know a lot of its lava has drained off by now, which means there should be some land that I can land on. I'm not going to try and launch myself directly to it, though. Whoa, okay, that was too soon. Ah, but there it is. I'll just match the velocity. Problem is I don't have a heck of a lot of fuel remaining. I should theoretically be approaching the place. What the... Oh, not the black hole. Okay, I escaped the black hole. That's new-ish. What the...